Hello, it's me, yeah boy. Welcome to a Minecraft video, actually.
Chicken jock.
Surprisingly. Whoa, this is crazy. Whole channel rebrand. Welcome. This video is on a creative world I made. It does have some builds on it before I actually made the video, but I am very excited to actually build on it and show you what the world looks like and stuff. So yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, blah blah blah, but only at the end of the video because you don't know what I'm like, and I could be very boring to you. So don't subscribe before you know. Alright, so I think the first order of business is actually to just go around the world and like look at all the stuff. So a little bit of a well, you'll see what's down there soon enough. Ooh. Actually over here we have the like radio tower. It's kind of inspired by like those type of radio towers, like the triangle ones, and up at the top there's lightning rods, so in storms and stuff like lightning strikes the top. It's pretty cool. Over here we actually have the Enns County Graveyard. I've decided to call this place Enns County, totally not a reference to anything. Actually, in here we have some names of the people in this town. So we have like Karen Miller. I don't know, she's part of the Miller family. They're one of the families that live here. The other ones are unnamed because I haven't really thought about that too much. But over here we have, I wonder why it's so glitched out and missing letters. Lena Smith. I wonder if this has anything to do with the Smith family, which we'll learn about later. Okay, so here is actually the mayor's house. This is basically my house, so this is where I live with my little dog. So we're just going here. It's all kind of Halloween style because the whole world is like autumn. It's quite nice. Here's my little dog. He sounds kind of odd. We have a nice little kitchen here, you know. Closet, miscellaneous item here. We've got the beds. We've got a nice little book here. Probably have lore in that later on, but you know. Actually, out the window you can see some of the other features like the bridge and the house, the fisherman's lodge over there. Got a nice little bookshelf, you know, cozy carpets. This is the neighbor's house, the Miller's homes. This is where Karen Miller's family would have been. It's kind of small. It's not much decoration. It has a few rooms and stuff. Upstairs is like the bedroom area. It's like the whole place is kind of a lot less decorated than, you know, some of the other places. Because it was just kind of like a little home. I'm probably going to add more houses, so there's kind of more like a neighborhood around here. But here's a little maintenance shed in the woods. Nothing in here right now, but I have ideas. It's surrounded by trees and stuff, so it's kind of, the spooky maintenance shed. I kind of like the idea of having lore about like what the people in the town would come up with. Like, say you're like a bunch of like kids or something, or like, oh, wonder what's in the scary maintenance shed. And that could be like the mythos of the town. And I realized this is let me fix that. There we go. Okay. So then also what we have here is a sneak peek of something to be seen later. This is actually connected to the sewer system, or the water system. I don't know why the sewer system links up to the well, but I don't know. That pretty much completes like the main part of town, but over here is actually where stuff gets pretty cool. The sewer system is actually continued right here. It goes under most of the pathways in the town, like over there. But here is the Ken's home. I think I may have misspelled this. I think I was meant to put Kenny, but that's kind of a weird family name. And here's like a little fisherman's hut. And here's a little fisherman's hut. It just has some stuff around, decorations. I'm playing with all like the different types of decorations you could have. White banners. I'm not sure why you'd have white banners in the fisherman's hut, but you know. I got a nice little cozy bedroom here. Nice little view of the lake there, or the river, I guess. And actually along here is a little dock going out, and from here you can see the nice little bridge. Some of the weird world generation in the background. I don't know what that's about, but as you can see, it's like a cozy little spot. You can imagine probably during the daytime it would be nice to fish here, and obviously the bridge is all lit up and nice. Mob spawning is turned off in this world. It's mostly just for cozy purposes, so that we don't end up having scary things anywhere. And oh, I wonder what that is. We'll go look at that later. Here's the actual bridge. I don't really know what the design could be because, you know, I haven't built many bridges, but I thought, you know what, let's try making like a cross design. Over here is actually the big tunnel. Like this is kind of inspired by underpasses, I think they are. Like the ones with there's like lights in them. This one's obviously doing a lot better than most underpasses. Especially around where I live, where they're all a mess and mossy and full of scary people. Got all these lights. These are actually all linked up to redstone in the walls, which turn on at nighttime. Specifically, so during daytime it's actually kind of scarier in here, which I like. I like the idea of having like a place being scarier during daytime than nighttime. Anyway, out here we also have a little cross over this small river here. Not much has been done out here. Like this area has to be changed. But I wanted to, when I originally built the town, I didn't realise that the whole area around it was kind of flat. I did want some elevation, so I decided to build a tunnel all the way going out here, and this is where the elevation is going to be, so there can be lots of different buildings out here, and you can actually see the radio tower in the distance, which is red for some reason. That's odd. But this is kind of going to be the industrial zone of the town, which I think is pretty cool. And just while we're going back to the tunnel, this is actually unintentional, but I think it looks pretty cool. It's actually a little dark spot in the tunnel. I did think of the idea of having some of the lights flickering, but honestly I wasn't too sure, and it probably would have been daytime activated, but I think this dark spot kind of works, because now when you're going through the tunnel, there's like, I don't know, this is a bit of a dark area. Not particularly spooky, but just kind of a bit odd. Alright, and now we're going to get to the more spooky side of town. Now, I did like just having a comfy town, but a comfy and cozy like autumn town, especially with the new updates and all that. I thought, well, it looks pretty cool, but there has to be something spooky, and like, especially in this place, it's too good of a setting not to put something like that in there. So actually, as you can see, there's another sewer drain here. But as we can see, there's this little path through the woods. It's like, well, if you're just going your normal walk, you probably wouldn't notice it. But if you pay attention, there's quite a big path through here. So if you actually go in and just walk along this path, you can see it's dark, only illuminated by the candles on the ground, which I think is pretty nice. And it continues further this way, but just through here you can actually see something hidden in the woods. Seems like this is the home of the Smiths, the one person in the graveyard too, who had their name like cropped out and it said "Rest in Hell" on their gravestone. And so if you actually go inside, then oh yeah, this is quite abandoned. And then you kind of wonder why would this place have been abandoned? But obviously there's no blood in Minecraft, but there's redstone on the floor, which, you know, is basically blood. It kind of makes you think what actually happened in here, and the walls are kind of falling apart, and there's cobwebs, and if you come in here, there's actually a really big, I mean, it was kind of meant to be like a pentagram, but, you know, you can't make a triangle, especially not this size with the redstone, so, but it's kind of meant to be like a symbol on the floor, like an occult symbol, and it's like, oh, they must be doing some rituals here, and now you can't tell actually whether this was made before or after the people left. Like the Smiths, they could have lived here and this could have been what they were doing, but you'll never know because they're dead. If you actually go up to the second floor, you can see more leaves everywhere. There's candles, and there's actually a hole in the roof. You can see outside, see the radio tower. So if you went on top of the radio tower, you'd actually be able to see the top of this house, but you'd be kind of, which means you could actually find this house without going through the thing, but you'll be able to get to it without. Nice little sunrise going on. Oh, this is cozy. And actually through here you can actually see the remains of one of the residents, which is probably one of the Smiths, or maybe something else happened. Some kind of like witch trials where they hunted the Smiths down and like maybe killed them or something because of their rituals in their house, which I think is pretty cool. And this can also be kind of seen if you go down to the basement area, which, what the heck? They had some sort of jail cell in here, and there's, this is either this is probably the victims of the Smith family, or the Smith family themselves, what's left of them at least. Or kidnappings, maybe the Smith family was kidnapping people. Anyway, getting ahead of myself. Actually, through this wall here, you can actually see, it seems like the sewer system actually, they broke through their wall and dug into it. So if you can just, if I can just get through all of this here, I didn't anticipate this. If you can just swim through the actual sewer system here, it's like pitch black. So if I take my little torch away, it's pitch black in here, and the only light in the entire sewer system is coming from the holes above. So when you're down here in the pitch black, the only kind of saving grace you have is the up here. Anyways, I keep going through here. You can see just how much light comes in from these things. I kind of wish it wasn't that much. I kind of imagined like beams of light coming down and not illuminating everyone else and everyone being pitch blackness, but there's another one, and if you keep going from here, this is actually the bit that I was talking about at the start. So this leads out right into the bottom of the well. I don't know about the potential safety hazards of having a well leading to the sewer system, but they probably don't use it for water anyway. Anyway, now I think it's about as good a time as any to move on to actually building some stuff. Now, I wasn't actually sure what to build first, but I was thinking over here, I kind of cleared out a little area last time I was playing, and I thought, you know what, I could maybe build some sort of town hall thing here. It's not a big town, so setting in this town is actually meant to be kind of older, not too old, but I thought, you know what, let's just throw a town hall in here. I was thinking maybe like an old design, but so apart from the town hall, I actually thought there could be a expansion to the sewer. Now, the sewer, I'm not completely sure what to put in here, but I feel like it could be like expanded on, instead of just being like a small, 2x1 tunnel. It could be a kind of a bigger area. So I think that might be what I work on right now, but I'm not too sure. My other idea was actually to have some sort of like clock tower thing. This probably would be maybe around here actually, which could be kind of a nice little use of this kind of circle looking area here, just because otherwise there's not really a point in this. Oh, it could be a use of circle looking area here, which is actually created by accident. I didn't mean to do that, but now I think about it, it kind of looks pretty cool. So you know what, I think that's what I'm going to do first. This is a 4x4 this area. Okay, so there is like 4x4, so that means if I go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the actual path I feel like should be started here. I feel like it should be kind of, I want to make this in a circle, but I'm not really sure how I would do that. I feel like it has to end, maybe start, let's just start here instead to make an actual perfect circle. I'm not really sure. So, let's see here. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it would start going here. The actual mod pack for this, I can put in the description. It's just kind of, it's not too many mods. It's actually using 1.21.5, I think. So not many mods have been ported to this version anyway, which is a shame, but we do have things like Axiom, World, Edit, stuff like that. Anyway, so you can kind of see like the circle area I'm going for here, and then we can put the big clock tower in the middle. I think a good idea would be to raise all this ground up. Is this correct? Sorry, it goes 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, cool. There, perfect. Or kind of perfect. I'm not actually sure. Is it? This looks weird. I may have built this wrong. I may be dumb. Okay, yeah, I am in fact very dumb. This is actually meant to be here, this is actually meant to be here. Okay. Upon further investigation, I found that I am a very stupid person. So I'm just going to quickly change this up here. Okay, so then it should be 4, and it should go like this. If I had one criticism of the new update, or at least this one, it would be the leaf layer blocks, and how you can't just shovel through them. Like when you try and shovel through them, it just doesn't work. So you have to break them first, which is really annoying. Thankfully I haven't come up on that issue too much, but still. Okay, I just kind of want to outline where the actual thing is going to be, and I think this is it. Right? Yes. Okay, cool. This kind of makes it harder to work. Hang on. Let me just okay, you're adding all this in here. I now realize I probably could have just made my job easier by by just placing the dirt path blocks. I seem to have made an error. Error resolved. Somehow it just looks odd. No, I think it's fine. It looks weird like this. I feel like it needs more, it needs something to look different. You know what? It needs to be connected, but I don't want to have it just ordering and looking weird. This looks weird. You know what? I think it'd be a good idea to just tear down all these lights and redo it, because this looks completely different than it used to before, so it would make sense. Okay, so clock tower will be in here, so I'm thinking it would have to be a 4x4 building, so something like this, maybe? Now that I think about this, how is the clock gonna work if it's 4x4? The clock would be kind of weird, I thought. It wouldn't have a center either. I think I might need to extend this and fix it. That's kind of cool pattern. This kind of helps. I need to actually extend this whole thing though. Like that, maybe. Yeah, okay. Okay, this looks a lot better, and it's going to be a 3x3, so I can, even if there's not like a clock face, I can have like a kind of clock design. I think I find myself doing a lot in Minecraft is actually adding like support to things. I don't know why. I just feel like it looks odd if it doesn't look strong. If it doesn't look strong, I feel like it looks weird. But nah. Okay. An issue that I always have in Minecraft is actually trying to make everything feel choose blocks that aren't just repetitive. I mean, it doesn't really count here because, you know, actually no, it does kind of. This is an oak forest, so I'm just kind of wondering, like, something I like wondering is where did they get these blocks from? I mean, this world is, I mean, it's actually a fully oak world, a forest world. I did create it like that. And Spruce doesn't have orange leaves, so but it's just kind of, where would they get these materials from? Stuff like that. So I don't like building everything out of spruce. I mean, I clearly build a lot out of it, like most of the planks, but planks are used to make the logs, and imagine getting logs somewhere here would be quite a lot harder, which is why I'm only using it for something like this, the big expensive building, or the smith's home, but we don't know much about their history anyway, so they're kind of mysterious. They could have had a lot of money, maybe. They could have had a lot of money because of their sacrifices to the devil. It's turning night again. Wow. I keep, I haven't really talked about it at all, but these shaders, I love them. These are photon shaders. If you haven't tried them, do. They're really good. They have like color lighting and everything, but wow, they just look really good. Especially in this, especially combined with Distant Horizons, which they work with, thankfully. And in this fully orange world. Okay, well, so I'm not a clock tower expert, but I think it should be kind of tall. Maybe not too tall, but enough to be noticed, at least above the trees. So let me see. The clock won't actually be here. This could be kind of... I think it'll be up there, maybe. But if I'm over here... Yeah, you can see the clock tower from far away. Okay, good. Something like this. And then what I'm thinking is we go like this. For each of the 4 corners. To give it some depth here. Yeah, add some stairs under it. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I think this looks pretty good. Now, I do have Axiom installed, and it does have an infinite reach tool, which is going to make this easier to, build, but I think I noticed with the infinite reach when, on flat worlds, planning builds and stuff, I kind of accidentally punch the ground a lot, like, especially if you're breaking something and you punch over there, that would be actually breaking those leaves and stuff, which could lead to issues later, which, yeah. Here I'm just adding supports. Oh, actually, would this look okay if that went down a bit? Okay, that looks weird. It's lopsided. What about this? Not the best. I think it's better to just leave it like this. Not like this. No. I built it wrong. Let's just not even look at the full thing until it's done. See if I can... see what it looks like complete. That's another thing I catch myself doing a lot in Minecraft is not flying around it at least until like nearer the end, because I want to see what it looks like fully, because there's a chance that if only built it half fully, there's a chance I might not like it, but if I actually fully built it, it would look really nice. So let's see what this looks like here. It's not bad. It's weird. It needs something to it. This bit up here is the issue. Alright, okay. Honestly, I like it. I think it's unique, so I'm just gonna keep that. I may change it in the future, but looks pretty good for now. For the rest of the thing, I don't usually build wooden clock towers, usually build stone ones, but I feel like it would make more sense to be wooden here. Wandering Trader. Now, clock towers aren't usually like white fully. I kind of see them as being more like a yellowish, but I don't think that is unless terracotta. Maybe white terracotta, but I'll look at concrete and compare them. And then button, like a spruce one should be fine. This one. Nope. Delete it. There we go. Okay, so let's try concrete on this side. There's no point trying to build a detailed clock because I'll suck at it. Also, white terracotta isn't even white, it's like skin. Which one looks better? This one. Okay, yeah, definitely that one. I don't actually see a use for white terracotta apart from, like, if you built a statue of a Minecraft skin, maybe. Even then, I'm not too sure about it. What does my Minecraft skin look like? It's actually close to the white concrete. Okay, so definitely white concrete for this. There we go. Alright, so what does this look like from far away? It looks weird, certainly, but it's not bad. I like it. It's just kind of... There's something about it. It's that roof part. I don't know what's up with it. Yeah, that looks a lot better. It kind of has more bell shape at the top, which I feel like is closer to what the image looked like. In here, I don't really know. I'll just put a lantern as well. Yeah, I think this looks pretty good. Now I'm just going to kind of figure out what to do with this. I'm going to use dark oak, maybe. Definitely looks too flat. I don't actually want to do this, but I think trapdoors are probably the best. It looks weird because I'm building this bit here, I think. Which could actually have a window in it, maybe. It looks okay, but these supports at the bottom. These supports at the bottom don't go up enough. Now it looks too weird. I feel like that made it worse. Maybe if I change this to strip logs. It's okay. It's just a weird looking clock tower in general, I think. I don't really know a way I could make it look normal. I think the roof is still the problem. Fixed it. Alright, I think I like this design. It kind of looks more castle-y. The actual design I looked at did have a more castle-y look to it than what I had before. Oh, I forgot to fix this. But apart from that, it looks pretty good. The only thing I really need to do now is the interior, I think. I feel like that changes up a little bit. Now it's the interior I need to make, which will be quite interesting. Usually I just put a ladder here, but you know, let's change it up. Let's not. Let's get some andesite floors, because we go crazy in this channel. Oh yeah. Nice little andesite floor here. This needs a whole foundation, so I'm just gonna do that. That gives me an idea. I like it. Looks very good. Maybe it could work around these as well. Oh yeah. See, this just looks... It just looks like it has so much more detail now. I feel, yeah, I definitely needed to add that in the beginning. Okay, so the kind of idea I went for is actually like kind of staggered ladders. Like, this place wasn't constructed very well, so they just kind of threw a bunch of ladders in. And in here will be... Alright, so now this is like the inside of the clock area, so if I just put like stairs around it or something, I don't know. Yeah, I like it. I need some more cobwebs. Maybe I could have like a desk or something in here. Just adding a few bookshelves in here. Yeah, I like this. This little cozy little desk area here. Don't know who would have put a desk in a tower like this, but whatever. And now, barring a door, which I will add right now. That is the clock tower completed. I think it looks pretty good. From the outside, it doesn't... Well, the clock is obviously restricted, but you know, it's Minecraft, so we can't really get the best here, but I think the design here looks pretty nice. It's kind of like in the centre of town. But yeah, so from everywhere in town you can kind of see it. I wonder if you can see up in this window. Oh yeah. Nice little view of the clock tower from upstairs. Nice. Alright, well, I think this build's been quite a lot for today. I've already been recording for about an hour, but you know, it'll be a lot shorter when I eventually edit it down. This video is probably going to be one of the shorter ones I make, because this was primarily just the tour of the place, showing you around the actual town, and then obviously building the clock tower at the end. But I think that next video, because I won't have to show around the town, it would just be kind of straightforward, a lot more straightforward than this one, and you'll actually be able to see this place expand, hopefully. I do have good plans for making this place really big and detailed, and very cozy as well, of course. It's meant to be Halloween in the game, so that's why everyone's kind of orange and the pumpkins and all that, which I like, so I think I'll add a bunch of more stuff like that, on or off recording. I don't really mind. I'll try to only add to this world when it's recording. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this nice little tour around my cozy little autumn town. And just as I add the last details here, like, subscribe, anything like that, really helps me out, makes me happy too. Yay. But yeah, hope you enjoyed, and this is Cat